Hello, I'm Nicolette Amarillas. I'm a movement and posture specialist and a strength coach. Today, we're going over a Psoas stretch. Now, I love a Psoas stretch, especially for my clients, because doing a manual release on your own of the Psoas can be really challenging just because of the way it's positioned in the body. Now, the Psoas is important for hip flexion, so basically bringing your leg up and forward. It also can cause hip flexor or hip tightness, as well as low back pain and discomfort. Releasing it, like I said, is a challenge, so being able to have a stretch is very helpful. Now, the hip flexor attaches in the front of the pelvis and then basically goes through the body and attaches to the low back, like L1 to L5, which is why you can feel the tightness either in the front of the hip or even in the low back. Let's get into the stretch, why don't we? I'm going to stretch my left side so that it's closest to you. We're getting into a half kneeling position with your knee right underneath your hip and then your knee right over your ankle of this front side. So the back leg is the one that we're stretching, the one that's feeling the tightness. Before we do anything, we're gonna think about a pelvic tilt. So we're gonna bring this front hip bone up toward our rib cage. Like we want those two areas of our body to kiss, little smooch. So I'm tucking in, trying to draw the front of my pelvis up. Doing that alone, you should start feeling a little bit of a stretch through the front of the body, right? It's very simple. Now, automatically this might happen, but if it isn't already, give your glute a little squeeze. So the side that we're stretching, squeeze that glute. What's happening here is what's called reciprocal inhibition. When an antagonist muscle engages, the opposite of it stretches or lengthens or loosens or relaxes. So we're squeezing the glutes so that the front of the hip relaxes into that stretch. Now the third part, from here, once we tuck in, once we squeeze, we're going to shift forward. This is the important part. You don't have to move forward very much. It is very small. Because I'm already tucked in and I'm already lengthening the front of the hip, I don't have to shift forward very much. As I shift forward, if I go too far, I'm going into extension, my back is arching, and I'm really losing that tucked in position. Tuck in, squeeze, and then shift forward. Literally, this is all that I need. I already feel a huge stretch here. Now, if this is really intense, hang out here. Once you've mastered this position and this feels a little more comfortable, it's not too crazy, you can add a little bit of flair, and we're going to reach up and over to the opposite side to create even more length through the front and side of the body. If you need to, you can put your hand that's not reaching over on a platform, on a bench, on a chair for stability. Reaching up and over, and even if you want to, you could kind of open up your body toward the ceiling slightly to encourage the front of the body to stretch. It's important here though that you continue to stay tucked in, you continue to squeeze that glute so you can feel that stretch. I love holding that stretch once I'm in that final position for at least 30 seconds, maybe even up to 60 seconds if you feel like you need a little bit more stretch and juiciness happening there. I'm Nicolette Amarillas. Thanks for checking it out. I hope to see you soon.